Planet, and I'm your host, Warrior Bush. And again, this is the second live stream today, and this episode is Incels Grow Up. Self pity won't get you a Stacy. That's right, self pity won't get you a Stacy. This is the thing that I've noticed, right? I'm a person who would have been considered to be a nerd, right? Even in kindergarten, I would have been considered to have been a nerd. All right. And no, I noticed something throughout the years. Guys who are now being referred to as emo and incels, right? And even the pickup artists, you all go for women that are way out of your league, and when you don't get them, you feel sorry. You pity yourself and expect other people to pity you, and then you're angry at women in general, as if to say you can't get a woman at all. And the thing about it is, you can get a woman, but she might not be the best looking woman, and that shows your shallowness. Okay, because just like you want these really good looking Stacy's to be interested in you, show you grace, and see past whatever you perceive to be your flaws, or wherever you think other people say your flaws are, right? Or whatever other folks have said are your flaws. You don't extend that grace to women in general. It's like, are you really even interested in women? Are you actually interested in women? Are you really asexual or have another sexual preference? And you pick these women who you know would reject you so that you can have an excuse as to why you don't have a woman. And your excuse is, well, this woman, let's look, okay, who can we say? Who is a really beautiful woman? Okay, look at Gigi and Bella Hadid, right? You go after Gigi and Bella Hadid, and when they don't want you or they're not interested in you, all of a sudden it's all women who don't want you. And it's like, no, you don't afford grace to the women that's just regular, or not even the cutest or the pretty ones. You don't look past what you would say are their flaws to get to know them. And then when you do, your expectations of them are extremely high because you feel like, because you don't find them physically attractive or whatever it is you're looking for, they have to be perfect, beyond perfect, to compensate for what you think are their shortcomings, their flaws. And that's a foolish and it's immature. To get a Stacy, number one, you need to be an intriguing and interesting person, because I've seen Stacy's with guys that aren't attractive at all, but they had personality. They had personality, and they were sure of themselves. They were confident, and they didn't sit there looking at Stacy like she's some kind of goddess queen, pandering to her. They looked at Stacy like, okay, you a person just like I'm a person, and this is why we are how we all need to be, looking at each other like we are people. And this is a problem I have within my own, that I have with my own Black community, because I notice there's some really, and this seems to be what is leading to this great divide among black men and Black women. It's shallowness. It is shallowness. It's shallowness and being in everybody's business but their own business. I experienced that when I was in high school. I dated a guy who probably more or less, he was a borderline incel, right? Except he had personality, right? But he was a borderline incel. He was constantly going after women who basically were, as some people would say, who wasn't on his, who was like, he was not on the women level, whatsoever, including mine, right? But the thing I noticed about him is this. It's like to say, if you want to run with the big dogs and catch you a big cat, right? Then you got to be confident. And you got to be sure of yourself. And when them big dogs run over you and them big cats attack you, them Stacy's attack you and them Chads not trying to deal with you, shake it on off. Dust it off your shoulder, boo. And move on, because these people ultimately don't make or break you, and that is your problem. You keep having this mindset like other folks are making or breaking you. When they kept that guy he was a mass murderer, mass shooter in Santa Barbara. He was real cute, real good looking. And even though he had committed the mass murders, where he made the videos talking about he's good looking, none of the women want him, and blah blah blah. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, hey baby, I get with you. But then I thought about it, I'm like, okay, well, I'm a black chick. And I think I'm a black chick and everything. And, I'm not going around acting like Miss Susie Q and all this kind of stuff. So he might not be interested in me. And that's the thing. And people have gotten so shallow that they have taken the fun out of dating, because the fun part about dating is actually getting to know people, even the people who you wouldn't ordinarily be interested in. But instead, you all go around like the dating police. Like, this is how my ex-boyfriend was. He had a preference. Now, he was a colorist, right? He was really, really dark skinned, and he loved really, really light skinned women. And the least black they looked, the better for him or to him. And that's typically who he kept going after, unless you had money, because he had nerve enough to be a gigolo too. So unless you had money or like a good job and a good car, good job and a car in your own place where he can come lay up in your house with you, drive your car and get money from you. Which I didn't realize that about him until after me and him broke up, and I saw who he broke up with me for. Now, mind you, we were in high school, and this Negro had nerve enough to be a gold digger, a gigolo with a mangina. So I didn't realize it till then, and once I realized that, I was glad he wasn't in my life no more. I'm like, oh my goodness, if I had been where I was established like that at that time, I would have probably, once I would have realized, which I would have caught on quick because I'm frugal. I would have been looking at him like, Nick, you are crazy. You need to be helping a sister out. I ain't trying to be going the distance for you. If you don't get out of my face. That's what I would have been thinking. But y'all take the fun. You're so shallow and high maintenance. And when I say y'all, I mean everybody. Just about. You're so shallow and you're so high maintenance. You're so shallow and you're so high maintenance. To dating ain't fun no more. Even your friends can't date in peace. And this is what my ex-boyfriend used to do. My ex-boyfriend's best friend he had a girlfriend. My ex-boyfriend, which led me to wonder about him, was constantly putting down his best friend's girlfriend, right? Butting in their relationship, interjecting, trying to control who that guy was dating and seeing. And I'm like, why? I'm like, first of all, you should be glad that you even have a woman, and you not even really holding it down over here with me, but you being in his business. So I don't understand why men do that. And then when they, okay, first of all, you ain't got who you want to be with. And then when they do get with a chick, it ain't nowhere near somebody as beautiful or smart or whatever as the friend woman who they trying to have a problem with. You know, I'm like, what is this discombobulated craziness? What is this foolishness? You know, what is this foolishness? So in sales, what I want to say to you is work on you first. You need to work on you first, because you work on you, and then when it comes to dating, you need to show women the same grace and compassion that you expect to be shown. You know you looking like a troglodyte, but yet you want somebody who looks like Gigi Hadid to entertain you. But then you trying to at the same time diss somebody who look like Lizzo, or put down somebody who is who you say is unattractive. Then you try to get other men on board with your stupidity. And it's like this. Focus on you and work on you. Quit worrying about what other people doing. And don't like trying to have you a trophy girlfriend and trophy wife. Don't nobody really care at the end of the day, because I mean they busy out here trying to live their life. They don't care about what they really do unless they got good sense. They don't really care about what you doing and stuff and who you with. They not checking for you. Now people who trying to use you and take advantage of you will be all up in your face, grinning and all this stuff. Like you the man. Yeah, that's right, you the man. Yeah. To grab onto your clout and be in your shine. Right. They will be all in your face telling you the man, you so fabulous and fantastic. And I hate the fact that 80s movies made victims out of you all, where people should feel sorry for you. In my previous video, my previous live stream, I talked about the Big Bang Theory comedy show and comedy television sitcom. And I talked about Sheldon and I talked about Leonard, right? Sheldon dated Amy. Amy was somebody on Sheldon's level. Now, here's the thing. I figure people should like who they like anyway, right? Without trying to use dating and marriage as a way of socioeconomic upward mobility. Right, but since you incels seem to do that, it's about social upward. It's like about upward social mobility. It seems right. I need y'all to look at this. Amy was smart. Amy made a lot of money because of her profession. But the most important thing is that Amy was loving and kind and patient, especially with Sheldon, and compassionate, right? And a good friend. She was very, very loyal. Now I'm about to go look up Leonard woman name, because I honestly forgot it. Big Bang, and it's so weird because that was used to be a show I used to look at all quite frequently. I ain't gonna say all the time, but quite frequently. And okay, Penny, that's her name. That's why it escaped me, because how many people you come across named Penny? But Penny wasn't a bad person, but Penny was kind of, she wasn't the intellectual equal at all to Leonard Sheldon, Kuthra Pilot, and Howard and Amy. She wasn't like that intellectual equal. It's like Leonard and Howard too, even Kuthra Pilot, their interest in Penny and having a relationship with Penny was because she was attractive. And Leonard, that was his primary focus. She looked good. And so that character spent the series moping around about not having the type of relationship that he really, really wanted with Penny. And it wasn't really a relationship of them being equals. It was a relationship of him basically wanting her to look at him like he was the hunk and he was the Chad, in spite of him not being the Chad, right? And so Penny showed him grace and compassion that he didn't show to women who were of the nerd kind like him. And I say that as a nerd myself, right? And that is what I am talking about. That is what I am talking about. You look at Sheldon, and Sheldon is represented as the most dysfunctional one, but Sheldon is actually that character is the most grounded, wise character, even if neurotic, on the show. He really is, especially when you look at Leonard, at Kuthra Pilot, and Howard. Like Howard had the nerve to question why would Rick Fox's character have been interested in Bernadette when he discovered they dated. And it's like Bernadette is fly. Bernadette is cute. She got a nice shape and she got a nice size. Her biggest flaw was even having an interest in Howard. So that is what I see when it comes to incels. And when the black male incels, you all need to get over yourselves as well, because y'all kind of do just the regular. You manage to stay out of prison, stay out of jail. You manage to get you a job. And then you act like every black woman on the planet needs to bow down to you for doing what you ought to be doing anyway. That's just regular. Nobody's trying to bow down to you or take your BS because deal with your foolishness. Just because you managed to stay out of prison and get you a job, who cares? Plenty of people do that. And then when you see black women high achieving, you have the nerve to say, well, y'all need to quit going to school. Y'all need to quit working. And it's like, okay, a lot of black men, not all, but a lot of black men that I'm like this most black kids don't even know who their daddy is. Most black children are born to single mothers. Where are you all? Even when you get married, you eventually come up with some weird excuse to flake out and run off or get divorced. You don't go the distance or stay the course at all. It's like soon as things don't seem like you're in perfect land no more, it's an issue. Then you talk about a woman should submit to you. A woman should submit to her husband, not some old raggedy dude that she just dates. Also, you have to fulfill the role of a God-fearing, responsible man. Otherwise, a person is not going to feel comfortable with you leading them if you can't even lead yourself. And that's just real. I look at Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was just this regular, average looking old dude. And even in his mind, he thought he was some hot shot, it seemed. But I mean, seriously, he's just this regular geriatric dude running around, acting like trying to put down black women to elevate himself. And then the shiesty part about it is this. First, he insulted, first of all, he quits. In a video, he basically saying he quit focusing on putting down black men because he wasn't making as much money doing that as he did disrespectfully doling out unsolicited advice to black women. And this is the thing. Some of the advice was solicited, and it was solicited by silly black women that called in and asked him for his buffoon opinion. And a lot of those women probably weren't legitimate. They didn't seem to be legitimately calling into the show. It's like they were setups, like he paid them or made an arrangement for them to call into the show. Because if I'd have called in and he got to talking crazy to me, he would have got cussed out for real. I'm like, no, you watch. You saying what you say, but you better watch how you say it. And that's just on the real. And that's a problem a lot of people have. They want to say what they want to say, but they don't want to watch how they say it and then get mad when somebody flex back at them. And this is in my opinion, what happened with Chris Rock. I don't feel sorry for Chris Rock. I'm like, that's the risk you take when you a big mouth, inconsiderate comedian. You want to run your mouth. That's the risk you take. Ain't nobody putting no kid handling you with no kid gloves, and you up there handling everybody else with a mace. You coming at people with Freddy Krueger gloves. And then you want somebody to handle you with kid gloves. Ain't nobody trying to handle you like that. You coming out of their face talking crazy to them. They done paid money to come see you at your show, and you singling them out for everybody to be laughing at them and stuff. No. So in that case, I don't feel sorry for no Chris Rock. He ain't no puppy. He ain't no puppet. Yeah, you got no newborn baby where you got to handle him delicately and stuff. No. I'm like, you talk big, you get a big fist bust in your jaw. And though I think that whole incident personally, it looked fake to me, because why would Will Smith take the time to walk up to Chris Rock just to slap him like he about to challenge him to a duel? I'm like, man, you ought to bust that dude in his face. You punch him right in the face if you're going to be bold enough to get out your seat, get on stage and walk up to him and hit him. You punch him right in the face. That didn't make sense to me. And why was Chris Rock leaning in, standing there waiting, leaning in for it? That ain't make no sense either. So you got to be where, back to this incel issue, you got to be where you willing to afford other people the grace that you want to be afforded. You can't be some little whatever. Just having flashbacks of high school, these little featherweight dudes, old weird little punks running around trying to put everybody else down. And then expecting that they sitting up there trying to act like ain't nobody supposed to say nothing to them or bust them in their stuff. And so, and then try to be mad when the best looking chicks don't want them, and then they keep they going after cheerleaders and stuff, keep harassing these chicks that they clearly told them I don't want you, and to the point where these women have insulted them, even though the women may not have wanted to insult them, they done assaulted them just to get rid of them, and it's like, look, that's a part of being a man. Have confidence. Have confidence. Put your faith in the Lord first and foremost. Put your faith in God first and foremost. And have confidence in the fact that He made you to be the bomb, the best you that He made you, and you good enough. And you ain't got to be running around here sniffling to a Stacy and all this kind of stuff. You can make anybody a Stacy who you want to because they with you, and you, no matter what, you always the change. See what I'm saying? Y'all need to look at it like that. Y'all need to look at it like that, because there ain't no sense in you being with a woman who don't really want to be with you, and then she's sitting up there treating you any kind of way and taking advantage of you, and you got your mouth open wine. This is Stage Lab Planet. I'm your host, Barbara Winbush. Focus on God.